But as soon as I heard about the job, I thought, I've got to have that job. And that same fixture last year, someone gave me the stat, I think we had like 800 at Walton Hall Park. So we've grown that by over 7 times in a matter of weeks. Come and enjoy the product you're watching as opposed to within the paradigm of men's football. Stop comparing it then, it's its own thing, it's a different product.
I was thinking the best place to start, Hannah, is maybe just tell us a little bit about who you are, your background, and what your role is at Everton.
Yeah, so God, where to start? I came to Everton from the Jockey Club, which is the biggest commercial racecourse operator in the UK. Mostly famous for Cheltenham Racecourse, but everyone in Liverpool will know Aintree Racecourse was one of ours too. So did that for a couple of years, was the COO there, and then I was at Liverpool Football Club previous to that as the, we called it Vice President of Operations.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds very important.
I'm sure it was.
Well, it had its moments.
Yeah. And what would you say, you know, when this opportunity came about, what was about the project of Everton Women, everything involved, and what was so appealing for you on that?
It was honestly like a dream come true, and I know that's really cheesy, but as soon as I heard about the job, I thought, I've got to have that job, like immediately. It's a number of things. I loved working in football, and I think football is such a great sport to be involved in. Like, these are the best jobs in the world, in my opinion. To be part of this project specifically, though, is just unbelievable. Like, the scale of ambition and the backing of the ownership group, I believe, is truly unlike anything else in women's football at the minute. Like, how incredible is that to be a part of?
Well, I was just thinking, obviously, you say that, and we got this backdrop here of Goodison Park, such a famous stadium. It's been a crazy day. There's been, a lot of people here today. Players have been down here. That's been quite fun to see, hasn't it, as well?
It's been incredible because it's days like today that you remember, if you ever do need to be reminded, how important football is to communities and how important Goodison Park is to communities. Like, this has been such a staple in this area for so long. It means so much to so many people. To see it being used on days like today is incredible.
So, Hannah, obviously, the club announced that you were coming in May, but we're actually only around a week or so in officially. Yep. How's that week been so far?
An absolute whirlwind. It's hard to believe it's just been a week. I definitely did not look this tired this time last week. It's been really full on, but in all the best ways. It's been so exciting to be part of bringing Goodison Park to life for the women's team, and all the work that's gone into it before I arrived is just absolutely acknowledged. You know, there's a huge amount of effort been put in by so many people across the club to get this to where it is. I've just turned up, really, and it's all in place, which is fantastic.
Can we talk about the first game under your official time here? That was quite a win, wasn't it, at Anfield?
Yeah, back at Anfield for the first game. You couldn't have scripted it, but it was just unbelievable. Like, to be there, and the first 30 minutes, I was a bit like, oh, I could have done with this being a bit less exciting. Yeah. But for the team to come back in the manner they did and win so emphatically, it speaks to the quality of the squad we've got and the changes Brian was able to make to change the game. But also the girls are playing with a smile on their face. You know, you can see how talented they are, what a great group and camaraderie there is. Unbelievable start to the season. You know, you don't win a trophy for winning the Merseyside derby, but you want to win it.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. Have you, over the summer then, were you keeping an eye on things? I guess you obviously were. And what did you think of the summer? You touched on a little bit about the squad that we've managed to build in that time. That must obviously be really pleasing. I know there's a ton of work to be getting Goodison to the absolute best we want it to be, but how pleased have you been with the summer so far?
Fantastic. The team have done an incredible job across the summer, both football and operationally, in getting Goodison Park to where it is.
It's a huge job, isn't it? I don't think people realise it's not the case of just kind of moving into the shell of Goodison. There's a lot of work to be done.
Well, and against the backdrop of Hill Dickinson opening as well, like, it is not lost on me the effort that people have been putting into starting 2 stadiums again, really, particularly when everyone thought less than 4 months ago this was going to get knocked down. So, yeah, it's been an amazing summer and definitely one I've kept an eye on. It's funny when you leave a role, you want to leave well, but then you're just itching to go on the next job. So I've tried to do both as much as I could. Yeah. So it's nice to have one full-time job to focus on that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Hannah, we've touched on a lot of the positives, and there are tons of them. But what are the challenges we as a club and yourself and your role are going to face then over the next kind of like 6 to 12 months with this transition?
I think for the club it will be, it's just a point of differentiation from last year that now there's 2 professional football clubs that have got their own home. So operationally, you know, we're going to need to find our way working through how is that going to work, particularly given the plans we're going to have for Goodison Park in terms of capital development. We can't keep going to the same well of people and saying just do more. So we're going to need to think about that. Beyond that, you know, filling the stadium and getting it to where we want to in terms of attendance, we are essentially acquiring a fan base. I'd love it if every Evertonian would come and be a fan of the women's team. I don't think that's true of any of the women's Super League clubs. So we are trying to find our fan, and that takes time and it takes energy to go and acquire people. So we're going through a test and learn season as well on every level. How do we use the stadium? Who's coming to the stadium? What are we feeding them? Have we got the right changing facilities in place? So all of these questions we're going to need to find an answer for. So in terms of, I choose to see the opportunity in it because we're the only club that can make all of this happen. But it is not lost on me that there's an enormous amount of work to go into getting it to that point.
Finally then, I guess we were talking about the fans coming in. This coming weekend, we've got our first WSL game here at Goodison Park against Tottenham. How much are you looking forward to that? Both personally and obviously for the club as well?
Oh, I can't wait. On many levels, it's just getting the first home game out the way, just getting it started will be fantastic. Just seeing how the stadium comes back to life, who we're getting through the doors, understanding the fan, getting the girls out to see the fan base for the first time. It's just going to be unreal. Like how lucky that I'm here for this, you know, it's incredible.
I guess that's a really good point actually, that it is, you know, that kind of like seeing what fans are coming in. Are we bringing in, you know, the fans who were there last year? Exactly. Or are we bringing in those new faces? Yeah. It feels like on so many different levels it's going to be such a huge moment, isn't it?
It will be special. Yeah, really special.
Now I meant to ask you before, where are you actually from? Are you?
The Wirral.
The Wirral, yeah. Okay. Because I know you had the Scouse accent, but I was like, I wasn't sure if you. Well, the Scouse twang.
Well, I was going to say the Scousers won't claim me. Yeah, I'm not from Liverpool. I'm from the Wirral.
But I was trying to work out, you know, whether that was because you'd been involved with Liverpool for so long, and maybe you'd moved from elsewhere and you'd picked it up, or whether you were.
I've always worked in Liverpool, so no matter my jobs at Liverpool Football Club, when I was training to be an accountant, I was based in Liverpool. For the Jockey Club, I was mostly based out of Aintree and then around the northwest. So yeah.
But do you still live over in the Wirral?
I do.
Oh, okay,
I do. Wallasey.
So this isn't the worst commute then over to the Lava Buildings?
This is a dream. Yeah. Oh my God, it took me like 12 minutes to get in this morning. Versus when I was at the Jockey Club, it was Cheltenham I used to commute to the most, or London. So
was that every day?
About 3 or 4 times a week, yeah. So this is ideal.
How are you finding the Lava Buildings as a...
What an amazing space. Like it's been so nice to have a base in the city centre again. Gorgeous offices, the fact that there's all of this space to come and like socialise with people, and for someone new to just be able to come and walk around and meet different people and see who sits where, and it's been really good.
Shall we talk about yesterday, talk about Sunday's game? Obviously not the result we wanted. That aside, positivity, what were the standouts? You know, what's your kind of analysis on the day itself? Are you happy? Or
getting the game away, I think, was just an unbelievable achievement by everybody. How, you know, I walked into this and it was already so far in motion, which was incredible. We had over 6,000 people come and join us at Goodison Park. This was a ground that wasn't even meant to be here 4 months ago, so that's, you know, that's amazing. And that same fixture last year, someone gave me the stat, I think we had like 800 at Walton Hall Park. So we've grown that by over 7 times in a matter of weeks, which is amazing. So that's the major positive. Yeah, the football would have been great to see a goal. I think the team, we can't lose sight of that fantastic result we had at Anfield. I said last week, you don't win trophies for winning a derby, but you don't lose them by losing one game either. So it's just Brian will get the team, we'll regroup, and we can't forget over half of that first team yesterday brand new. So this is always going to be a learning year. Can't get carried away with ourselves, but yeah, lots of positives, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously another opportunity on Friday as well for fans to get down, and how desperate are you to see that kind of replicated attendance or as many bums on seats as there was on Sunday or on Friday?
I think Friday night will feel special. Football under floodlights, I think, always does feel a bit different. The fact that we've got the alcohol and bowl trial going on adds a dimension I'm not sure anyone will have seen in the men's side particularly. I just want to know who's coming. Like, why are you coming? Why would you come and spend your Friday night with us? Are you the same people that came in on Sunday? Are you different? All we can do is just keep opening the doors, see who turns up and get as much information on what's worked, what hasn't, test new things. It's actually our Hall of Fame fixture on Friday as well, so we're inducting some of our legends and former players into the Hall of Fame. So
It'll be a really good night.
yeah, it'll be a special occasion.
I mean, Goodison under the light has always been, considered something quite special anyway. So, as you said, 4 or 5 months ago, we were never going to see those nights again. And now there's the opportunity to do it all over again, isn't there?
That was one of the best bits for me yesterday, was walking around the ground and hearing the amount of people with their kids who had never been to Goodison Park before because they couldn't get in when the men's team were playing, and dads particularly bringing their kids, daughters and sons, because they wanted them to have the experience they'd had at Goodison Park. And I just thought that was amazing, because it should feel like that. It should feel like a great place to bring your kids and create memories with them in the same way those fans were able to create memories with their dads. So yeah, that was a really nice point from yesterday, for sure.
We were just talking about the fact that you can see the stadium in the distance, and it shouldn't really be forgotten that obviously the women are going to play at Hill Dickinson Stadium this season.
Man United.
Yeah, it's in October, is that right?
October, yeah, October the 12th. Really looking forward to it. It's a league requirement that we play one game at the men's home stadium, at least one game. So with us having Goodison Park as our primary home, which is just an incredible stadium, I was a bit like, well, that's our home, so it's a shame to move it to Hill Dickinson, but actually it's a fantastic opportunity as well to have it at Hill Dickinson. It's the best stadium in the league. It's brand new. There's a major demand for people that want to go and see the stadium. I think the women's games at men's stadia, they do attract more of a crowd because it feels like more of an occasion and it's a big event. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't actually been to the stadium myself yet either, so yeah, looking forward to seeing it.
Do you think you'll go before then, or are you going to try and save it for that game?
I've got guests in for one West Ham game. I think it's the end of this month.
Yeah, it is.
So I'll have a sneak peek. But
okay.
Looking forward to it.
If you're trying to talk to a fan now and be like the appeal of going to that game at Hill Dickinson, what would be the big thing that you'd be trying to persuade them to go to? I guess because if they're usually someone who just follow the men and is going every other week to the men's games there.
I actually had this with my family at the weekend. Died in the wool Liverpool fans. Wouldn't have even ever considered coming to Goodison Park, and probably would never have considered watching women's football. But I brought them along and I said, just keep an open mind. Come and enjoy the product you're watching, as opposed to within the paradigm of men's football. Because I think that's where people get a bit bent out of shape, is that, it's not compared to the men's game. Stop comparing it then. It's its own thing. It's a different product. It's for a different audience, really. So if I could sit in front of a fan and say, just come and watch, come and make your own mind up. Don't think about it in any kind of way. Come and see if you're entertained by what you're watching on the pitch. See what we put on around the game, because it is different. So even though it's Hill Dickinson that's familiar to fans, we will do different things there. Make your own mind up.